How different is it versus the big dogs out here? I mean, it looks like you've hit the ground running. You've really been a standout in practice. But how do you feel out there?
Yeah, it's different. You can kind of get away with a few different tips and tricks in college. But obviously, guys at this level, they're used to the small things. They know how to flash their hands at you when you're an outside hand punt or whatever the case may be. They know those small things. But it's just like I said, just getting used to it. Filling it out. Not every rep is going to be a win, and I have to understand that. It might be a loss, but more so take it like a lesson. So it's been really, really good, obviously, ground running, because at the end of the day, we're playing football, and rushing the passer.
What stood out when we were watching you getting ready for the draft, and we've seen that translate here, is your ability to really break down a lineman throughout the game. And you just talked about, like, some of the things that worked, that didn't work. So, like, did you have to learn that? Because sometimes people just have athletic gifts.
Right.
But you have multiple ways to be able to set up and beat linemen and a lot of tools on the belt. Not only the bend and the first step quickness, which is elite, but mentally the ability to process and see really stood out with you.
Yeah, I think that's a part of my game that that's kind of slept on, but I've had to, maximize it in a way because, I might not be the fastest, I might not be the biggest, I might not be the strongest, whatever the case may be. So I have to figure out ways to use my God-given abilities to my advantage. So if the mental side of the game is part of that, that's what I need to do. So, setting up guys early in the game with, starting off with maybe power or whatever the case may be, and then transitioning to more deflection or, more finesse, that's something that I'm growing in my game.